Hello, everyone. My name is Tim Mikhelishvili. I'm CEO and co-founder of Amdev Pharma and host of the Medical Affairs Innovation Olympics, which is going on right now as we speak. We're less than 1 week to go until the exciting conclusion. The competition is really heating up, and I wanted to make a few announcements and updates, and also to provide you with different ways that you can follow along, even if you haven't registered to compete or attend. This is a global meeting. We have incredible ideas and submissions from Australia, from all over the world. And so we have a new way for you to actually join us for our semifinals and final. You can now register for free to watch the semifinals and final of our exciting competition. And I want to show you how you can do that. Go to Amadev Pharma website, where you'll be able to click on the Innovation Olympics event, the page dedicated to this event, to our competition. And you will simply click this button here to choose which of the events you'd like to attend. All you'll have to do is to register. You can actually follow along live as well. You can watch them live here on my website if you like, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, YouTube. It's very simple. Okay. And so this is what you will find on the website. Okay. Now there's also a social wall where you can follow the event as well. And let me show you that very quickly. For those of you who may be interested and curious, or you are undecided or whether or not to attend this event that you may have come across, I want to show you a way that you can see what we're talking about. What are some of the discussion topics, as well as some of the snapshots and previews from the event and the progress as well of how it's going. Because by now we've had 6 of our 9 competitors that have now advanced to round 2. All right, so these are some of the snapshots that you'll be able to see by simply clicking at the top. So here you have Gary Hall Jr., 5-time Olympic champion, who officially declared the games open. You saw his 2 hands up there. We opened with some fireworks, had expert panels, as you can see. And these are some of the slides and some of the visuals presented, as well as the topics. We also bridged the gap and between that in that 1 year since last year's first event, where Chris Cook passed the torch on to our new Olympic champion and latest Olympian to declare the games open, Gary Hall Jr. So it was a handoff. He passed the baton, and he welcomed Gary Hall Jr. as well. And you saw here that you'll probably see some of the topics of the expert panels, the polls. You won't be able to click on them. However, you'll get a sense of what we're talking about very quickly. James Pear is featured here at the top left corner. He kicked off the opening ceremony by speaking about longevity platform companies and the pipeline of his company called Cambrian Bio, of which he's CEO. The presentation was called Creating a New Health Generation with Longevity Medicine. So we are combining a lot of inspiration here with leaders, tremendous leaders from across the globe, in order to accelerate innovation. And also, we're being very critical about the purpose, our ultimate purpose of innovation in medical affairs and in healthcare, extending across the entire spectrum. That includes healthcare providers, the shortages. We've spoken about how to make healthcare jobs more desirable as well. And so go to Amadev Pharma to sign up. You can really catch up with everything that's going on at the event, even if you haven't registered again. And the competition is really heating up. The competitors, what I can tell you is they are connecting with global expert judges, one-on-one, publicly. They're receiving a lot of feedback. They're enhancing their ideas. They're arranging their own sessions. So our agenda is dynamic. It's changing every day. We're adding more and more new sessions, which are being attended live and also on demand amidst the busy schedule that everyone is facing within their day. And so there is, the excitement is only beginning to really evolve, and it's just culminating into what we're going to see as a very exciting conclusion Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So you now have the chance to join the excitement and the innovation. So here are the key dates to remember. October 2nd, 10 a.m. Eastern Time will be the first semifinal. And it'll include 2 semifinalists who are now ranked. So we've now seeded our competitors according to the votes they received on 5 criteria. 5 criteria based on which expert judges voted, which are validity, predictability, causality, novelty, and applicability. Applicability of the ideas that address a particular need or a problem. Okay, so for a maximum score of 50 points. So their competitors are not just ranked, but they're able to receive the analysis to see what aspect of their ideas they need to change potentially. Was it novel enough? Was it original enough? Did it show some predictability, or was it a little bit vague? Was it relevant to advancing the access, continuity, and quality of care, which are the themes of this event? Okay. Semifinal number 2 is October 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and the final and the closing ceremony with some comments from the judges, some maybe some surprises, is on October 4th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time as well. And what's important is that you're going to see not only presentations and pitches. The judges by this time will have seen the competitors already for probably the 3rd time at least, because they are now all in the app. They are communicating. They're seeing the ideas, which have dedicated pages devoted to them. All right. And let me show you what I mean by that. These are the idea pages. All right, from our competitors. All right. And so once you enter them, you see lots of chat, questions from the judges, as well as comments. All right. So these are going to ultimately lead to enhancement of the ideas. Okay. And so it's going to be interesting to see what strategy the competitors will take. Some will go into the specifics. Some previewed the ideas early, and they're going to develop them, maybe change them. They get to keep 100% intellectual property. So even as you will watch these semifinals and final, you will only be able to comment, but there will be a disclaimer in the beginning of the semifinals and final, which will make it clear that all the ideas that will be presented belong to their authors, their presenters. Okay. And so the final aspect, the attribute of the semifinals and final that I want to comment on is the debate format. Okay. So what we started with a field of 9 competitors. We're now down to 6. The other 3 are still eligible for special recognition awards, which they will receive at the final on October 4th as well, based on an attendee general vote. And the semifinals and final will be voted by the judges, or expert judges. But what's important to note is the actual format of these concluding semifinals and final. They will have 10 minutes to demonstrate to present their ideas. The four semifinalists. Okay, so we're down to 6. At the end of this week, we'll know our 4 semifinalists, who will be seeded from 1 to 4. Okay, number 1 will go up against number 4, and number 2 Ranked number 2 so far will go out, will compete against number 3 in the second semifinal. And so they will each have a chance to present their idea yet another time, the iteration, the latest iteration of the idea. They'll have a timer, will be very strict with the time, after which the other competitor can ask questions, comments, or provide a challenge. They can also challenge each other, debate, which will be followed by judges, the judges who will ask questions, provide comments on their ideas, and also the attendees of the event who had registered. Those of you who will not register, you'll be still able to watch, but your comments will not be addressed during the 1 hour final, semifinal, and final. After the first competitor completes their presentation, addresses all the questions and challenges, there's a vote. There's a vote live. And the results of that vote will be publicly announced transparently. So their score. The second competitor goes after that. Same format follows. They receive a score as well. However, those scores are not the final scores. There will be a final 1 or 2 minute message from each of the competitors, each of the semifinalists, and then a final vote. And that final vote is the only one that will count. So we're introducing some space and time for judges to change their mind as the debates go on. So it's going to be very exciting to see, because I can tell you, last year we saw how the feedback changed and evolved. We saw someone who was number 4 after round 1, who they were ranked number 4, come back and win the competition by a very slight edge in the final, where even throughout that final debate, they went from number 3 to number 2 to number 1. So the judges, as a result, they changed their mind. There's agility in thinking, in voting, that's built into this Medical Affairs Innovation Olympics. And so, again, remember the dates: October 2nd at 10 a.m., October 3rd at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and October 4th at 5 p.m. You can register by going to Amedea Pharma, following us on LinkedIn as well. Mayo 2023. Hashtag Mayo, MAIO 2023. I can't wait to see many of you, including those who wanted to consider registering or competing and attending. Now's your chance to really understand and share this excitement with all of us. So have a great rest of the day. I'm going to leave you with just some sounds from 2023 Olympics.